It's no secret that Kang the Conqueror will be the big bad in Ant-Man Quantumania.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
But I think he's already the big bad wolf lurking from outside the timeline. And it's not just one, or two, or three Kangs. I think it's a whole damn Council of Kangs.
What?
They're not only the big bad in Loki Season 2 and Ant-Man Quantumania, they're the big bad for the entire Phase 4. And just how important will the Council of Kangs be in the lead up to Secret Wars? Drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we're gunning for 500 subs. Now I'm Kendall, aka The Sensei here at Normies to Nerds. And yes, I think the Council of Kangs is already in full effect, shaping the events of everything we've seen so far in Phase 4. And bruh, there's some good evidence that this is where we're going. Look back at the end of Loki Season 1. Kang's variant, He Who Remains, talks about how there is somewhat a Council of Kangs that had already tried to help the entire multiverse. But some were evil, and that led to a multiversal war. And yeah, I know, you already know this, but
this is where we diverge from the dogma.
Kang's variant, He Who Remains, has Renslayer go off on a mission before he confronts the Lokis. That mission isn't detailed in the show, but I think that is something that gave a Nathaniel Richards variant the information needed to set up the Council of Kangs in a new TVA. I mean, think about it. The job of the TVA in Loki Season 1 was to prune timelines so that only one Kang can exist. But now I think their new job is to prune timelines so that only 64 Kangs can exist.
Yes, sir!
And that's something I think will be revealed in Loki Season 2 before Ant-Man Quantumania. And if your mouth is still open right now, drop a like and sub. The writing is also on the wall, if the wall is the internet, that we have a Council of Kangs. Being that the writer of Loki, who is also writing on the Multiverse of Madness, and the brains behind Rick and Morty, Michael Waldron, is the man responsible for guiding us through this multiverse. You only really need to watch one episode of Rick and Morty to know this man is a master of the multiverse. Similar to the Council of Ricks, I think the Council of Kangs is definitely going to be featured and confusing as And bruh, the actor of Kang the Conqueror himself, Jonathan Majors, has been teasing at playing multiple variants of Kang since Loki.
And then from that, as Kang begins to rear his head and do his deeds, in so many ways, he has no choice but to be in opposition or to be different from He Who Remains. That was the thing that grabbed me and pulled me into the role, the fact that Kang lives in so many iterations, as He Who Remains says, reincarnation, baby.
And I think Kang has already started to rear his head out of that shell, maybe even going all the way back to WandaVision. But let's move things forward and talk about the Council of Kangs and Multiverse of Madness. Now, in a previous video, we talked about how Kangs could be using Wanda to defeat the Illuminati. And that's because while more universes are now allowed to exist, more than ever, the Illuminati is on the TVA/Kang's tail, after discovering that universes are getting pruned. But long story short, I think Doctor Strange will be the next hero to investigate universes getting pruned, leading us up to Ant-Man 3. But hold up, wait a minute. At the same time, outside of time, Loki Season 2 is going on, and Loki is going through the process of revealing what the TVA is up to now. And I think that is here we will get a better understanding of the Council of Kangs and why they must be stopped. We'll find out that there was no multiversal war this time because the Renslayer mission was successful. But I think it's Loki who once again F's everything up and brings in a Kang from the other side of the war before Ant-Man Quantumania. And bruh, Ant-Man 3 Quantumania is going to be a Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror expose. I mean, think about what we got from He Who Remains. Now, imagine Majors acting out 64 different Kangs at one time in the Council of Kangs. And bruh, you know Marvel loves to go into details on things like this. I can imagine they probably have each one with a different looking personality, along with one extra Kang who I think shows up with the Lane Gang, Strange Mane, and maybe even the First Family. Look, I ran out of rhymes. But at the end of the day, I think they might come out of Ant-Man 3 victorious, at least seemingly that way, defeating the Council of Kangs. But Kang's defeat could open up a bigger can of worms to close out Phase 4. The defeat of Kang and putting a new control at the head of the timeline and multiverse could be something that leads to the incursions and Secret Wars. But what do you think about my theory? Do you think that Kang is the big bad of Phase 4 and already has his plans in full effect? Let me know what you think below in the comments. And again, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We do awesome live streams 2 days a week.